Good morning, student. Our today's topic is making up Indian Constitution. As we know that constitution making in India was started from 1946. In 1946, cabinet mission, some cabinet minister from England came to India and they advised Indian to frame their own constitution because that time Labour Party in England promised Indian that they will make the India free. And that's why they advised to frame their own constitution. So first to drop the constitution, some people were appointed. 8 members were there to drop the constitution, to make rough constitution firstly. Then after further it will be debated in the Constituent Assembly. So when 8 members were appointed to drop the constitution, they will study the constitution of different countries like England, France, China, Russia, etc. So they dropped. So Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar was their head. So under their observation, the 8 people dropped the constitution and it was presented to the Constituent Assembly. And in Constituent Assembly, 300 members were there. There were 300 members to debate all the things related to the constitution, each and everything in very detail. So first meeting of the constitution was held in December 1946. And it took 2 years, 11 months, 18 days to drop the constitution to finalization for the constitution. And it became ready on 26 November 1949. The constitution was adopted. It was ready and it was adopted. But it was started on 26 January 1950. So there were many features in our constitution. Number one feature, that Constitution of India guarantees universal adult franchise. It means right to giving vote. All the Indian citizens, those who were at the age of 21, they were allowed to, all the Indian citizens, those who were adult, they were allowed to give the vote. This was called universal adult franchise. So they will choose their own representative in this by giving vote, by casting vote. Earlier, the age for the universal adult franchise was 21 years, and in the last it was minimized, and it is nowadays it is 18 years. And now next feature is right to equality. Right to equality means in India, everyone from either any caste, any religion, any creed, any area, lower caste, upper caste, they all will be treated equally. Second, equal right for the job in the government institution as well as in the private. So after the independence of India, everyone is have to face equal right everywhere. If equality is not maintained everywhere, then people can go to the court, they can go against them, they can take a step. And now next is to uplift the poor person. The suppressed society is very bad condition. Some special privileges were given, some extra facilities were given to them, like untouchability was banned. In same turn, in same way, untouchability was banned also. Now the lower class people like Harijan, they can enter into the temple, because before independence, lower caste people were not allowed in the temple. And after the constitution became effective, the people started to visit. It was disbanded. Untouchability was banned. and some reservation were also given to the people, those who are from lower caste, lower categories like Adivasis, OBC, and many more. And scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, these all. Scheduled tribes, scheduled castes, these were very much tortured by the Britishers as well as money lenders, contractors, and many more people. And now next feature of the Indian Constitution is federalism. Federalism means division of the complete power between the state government and between the central government and local government. According to this, whole the responsibility is divided into two parts, especially in central government and in the hands of the state government. So to make the work easier, for the federalism, whole the responsibility is divided into three parts. Number one is union list. The responsibility, some works are given under the power of the union government. So this it is called, so the work, the responsibility which are given to the union, either central government, it is called union list. And in that list, some responsibility are like defense minister, like defending the country, foreign affairs, develop the relation with the foreign country, outside country. These all are under the union list. And some works are there, some lists are there, some work of responsibility are there, which are under the hand of the state government. So this is called state list. So their side, some work are there, responsibility are there, like agricultural work, health work, forest, and many more. And now third number is concurrent list. Concurrent list means some responsibilities are given in both the hand together, under the hand of the central government and under the hand of the state government. They both can make law and rules on this both topic, like forest and agriculture. Here state government can also make rule on this topic, and other central government can also do. And now some new work, some new responsibility, some other responsibility which are not mentioned on these three lists. These type of responsibilities are called residuary list. Residuary subjects are list. And it will come under the hand of the central government. These all will go under the central government. Now, the matter of the language. Many of the people thought that when the Britishers has left the India, when the Britishers had made the India free and now we are free, so India should not go with the English language. They were deciding and thinking that we will end the English language. Now we will start Hindi. But what happened? Many of the people, those who are from South India or any other area like East and West, so their side, as we know, the different languages are there. Like you can see in Bengal, East India, Bengali, West India, Gujarat, Marathi. Downside, South India, different languages, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu. So they people opposed. They told no, Hindi should not be imposed on our head. We will go with Hindi. Even some of the people like T.T. Krishnamachari, he was from South India. He told that if Hindi will be imposed on us, we will not join India. We will go separate. He told we want separation from India if Hindi will be imposed on us. So what will be solution? In the last solution was there that both Hindi and English will go together for the official use, for the court use, and many more. So it was decided that up to 15 years, Hindi and English both will be used in the court, official language for the communication between the states up to 15 year only, means up to 1965. But what happened? In 1967, one amendment was there. According to this, it was passed that English will go with Hindi as official language up to the time when states will be agree on Hindi to adopt as a national language only. But we know that whole the state, those who are non-Hindi speaker, they will not be agree on India to continue only with Hindi. Why? Because they are speaking English. Some other state are speaking Bengali, some other state Gujarati, Malayalam, Telugu. So how they will go with Urdu? So I think this will go with Hindi, English, both will go with together as official language of the India. Thank you. Here the topic completed.